Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Namaskar. Welcome to Hinduism in Focus. This is the age of Kaliyuga. And so in the book 1 of the Srimad Bhagavata, in what you call it Bhagavad Purana, there is a story featuring King Parikshit. He was a grandson of Arjuna. And the story features he and Kali. It goes like this. One day, while he was sitting on the bank of the Saraswati river, King Parikshit saw a man beating a bull. Beating an animal is not an unusual sight, but this bull had only one leg, and it was trembling with fear. The king approached the man and asked for the reason for tormenting the animal. And looking at the bull carefully, he knew that it was really intuitively, it is a symbolical representation of Dharma in the guise of a bull. Dharma was only standing on one leg, so to speak. The king also knew the reason for it to be standing on only one foot. So he said, Tapa shaucham daya satyam iti pada krite kritaha adharmam shaustrayo bhavna smaya sangama daistava. In the Satyuga, you, Dharma, had 4 whole feet in the form of austerity, purity, compassion, and truthfulness. In each age, you, due to unrighteousness, you lost one. Now, Dharma, you only have 1 foot in the form of truthfulness, on which you are somehow supporting yourself. The story is symbolic. It was the beginning of the Kaliyuga. The king then recognized the bull's tormentor to be no other than Kali of the Kaliyuga, an age known more for what we call adharma, unrighteousness, than for dharma, righteousness. The age of dissent, it is an age of what we call dissension, quarrel, and chaos. The king saw Kali, who has its strength in falsehood, seeking to destroy the last of Dharma's feet. According to the Bhagavata, Kaliyuga is known for its adharmic ways. Abhyarthi tastada tasmai sthanani kalaye dadau dyutam panam striyasuna yatra dharmash chaturvidha. Kaliyuga is marked by falsehood, intoxication, passion, cruelty, amassing of wealth, and slaughter. Hence, a person seeking blessedness should avoid all of these. The Bhagavata says that Yudhishthira was intelligent enough to understand the influence of the age of Kali, which is characterized by increasing avarice, falsehood, cheating, and violence throughout the state, homes, and amongst individuals. Every era or span or life is called Yuga. The first Yuga, according to the Puranas, was Krita Yuga, which was Satyuga, when truth reigned supreme. Next came Treta Yuga, when the ideals of righteous living, dharmic living, were upheld. In the Dwapara Yuga, which followed, the cleansing and sharpening of the intellect in order to realize the Supreme Lord was propagated as a means to save mankind. And in this age, the Kali Yuga, the path of bhakti, devotion and love of God, of righteous deeds, and of the acquisition of wisdom. These are all declared equally effective, so that people of different dispositions, people of different temperaments, can have the fortunate chance of realizing the truth, Satyam. This Kaliyuga is a measure of time. It is a measure for the duration of all the yugas of Satyuga, Treta, and Dwapara. There are certain rules prescribed for the use of this measure. The time span for Kaliyuga is 432,000 years. The Dwapara is 2 times this unit, or 864,000 years, going upward, while the Treta Yuga is 3 times, or 1,296,000 years. The Krita Satyuga is 4 times that of Kaliyuga, or 1,728,000 years. These 4 yugas make up one Mahayuga, or 4,322,000 years. So, just add a 0 to Kaliyuga and we have one Mahayuga. Kaliyuga started 5,118 years ago. So year after year, we experience some kind of heat, cold, and rain. Because of these seasonal changes, certain changes occur also in our ideas and even in our health. It is also known that with changing seasons, we sow paddy seeds, plant the sugarcanes, see the crops ripening, and so on. Every year, the seasons return at about the same time and give us the same kind of experience. So, taking this repeated cycle into consideration, the Hindu rishis try to explain to us about the different ages, the yugas. They divided time into 4 yugas called the Krita Satyuga, Treta, Dwapara, and Kaliyuga. They, just as the days, months, and seasons repeat again and again, the yugas also repeat and again, periodically. During the confluences of these yugas, and at the time of transition from one yuga to another, various components of creations like mountains, rivers, habitations, etc., undergo major changes. The aspect of Dharma also changes when a yuga changes. As a result of these changes, several good practices also might change into evil. When man moves away from his moorings, hate spreads far and wide. In the past ages, fumes of hatred poisoned human relations off and on, but at no time did they infiltrate the world as now. Now the evil has affected relationships, and even in the family, the village, the community, the school, the state, national, as well as international organizations. In no field of human activity is evil absent. In this age of Kali, the principle of bhakti, love for God and for fellow human beings, is not in evidence. It is smothered by jealousy, conceit, hatred, falsehood, and greed. That is why this age is best referred to as the Kalaha Yuga, the age of quarrel, age of faction, marked by fights between mother and daughter, father and sons, teacher and pupil, brother and brother, organization and organization. The recitation and the repetition of the names of God, therefore, is the best method for cleansing the mind of all these evil impulses, the Puranas tell us. Though this age is a repository of all evils, it has one great virtue, and that is, through mere chanting of the Lord's name and glories, one can be freed from the bondage of worldly attachment and attains God's realization. Note this, when there is a peculiar disease prevalent in a particular country, the drug that can cure that disease has to be found and applied in that very country. Similarly, this specific drug for the illnesses of Kaliyuga is available now, in this very age. It is now in this age that this vast, ghastly, and vast evils of injustice, immorality, and falsehood infect the entire world. This is the reason why the scriptures have been proclaiming all along that in this age there is no other means of salvation than the name. Of the 4 yugas, this Kali Yuga is the best on account of this. The names of God, as well as prayer and meditation, strain out the evil in mankind, so to speak. Human nature is guarded and protected by these. Therefore, chant the name of God and ward off the evil influence of this Kali Yuga. Please join us tomorrow for another in this series, Hinduism in Focus. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.